And good afternoon and welcome. My name is Paul Grogan and today we're going to be doing a tutorial and playthrough of Cartographers. Bear with us a minute while I get the chat working. I'll fix this at some point. There you go. So Miguel is here, Tim is here, David Ellis is here. Thank you very much to everybody for joining live, and thank you to everybody who's watching this afterwards. And if you're watching this on Facebook, please pop a message in there just to let me know that that's working as well. Right, and I'm going to switch over to the overhead camera. Scott's here as well. Excellent. Thank you for joining in. Overhead camera is this little button here. Right, there we go. So yes, Cartographers. None of us have played this game before. How then can we do a tutorial? Well, we've just learned how to play, and the game is relatively simple. So I'm going to be teaching you two how to play, even though you've just learned at the same time as me. But I'm going to be teaching everybody on camera as well. It's a fairly quick game. Johnny's here and Matt's here as well. Right, okay, so Cartographers is a role-player tale. It's a game that's set in the same universe as the role-player game. It is a roll and write game. It's played over 4 seasons. We have spring, then summer, then fall, or autumn, since we're in England, and then winter. And what we're going to be doing in each season is we are going to be turning over these cards here, and those cards are going to tell us what we need to draw on here. It's going to have a shape on it. I'll just reveal one just so you can see, for example. So that would be a homestead, and we would all have to draw this shape somewhere onto our board. Now there are rules about where you can draw them. You've got to draw it within the grid. You can't overlap the edge, and you cannot draw over a mountain space. And then once you've drawn it, and you can flip it, rotate it, whatever you want, you then draw either that symbol or that symbol inside. So it's either a village or a farm. You choose which, and you fill it. And that's essentially what you do. This here is a time track. So this is using up 2 time. When we get to 8 or more, that is the end of the season, and then we do some scoring. And I'm actually going to zoom ahead now and explain the scoring before I explain the rest of the cards that might happen. So in the scoring, we score 4 different things. First of all, in spring, we do Edict A and Edict B. So we're doing this one and this one in spring. So that's this one and this one. In summer, we're going to be doing B and C. In fall, we're going to be doing C and D. And in winter, we do A and D, right? So each one will get scored twice. And the scoring is based on the type of card. Now, the game comes with multiple scoring cards. So this one is the sea and the farm one. And there's a whole bunch of them included in the game. And you shuffle them, pick one at random. So you're always going to get a different game depending on which these come out. And you will score points based on the condition that's printed on these cards. I'll explain that in a bit more detail in a bit, but that goes here. You're also going to score 1 point for every coin that you've collected. And then you will score negative points for monsters. And you do the scoring, and after 4 seasons, you add up the score, and the highest score wins. Adam's here as well, Lone Jedi's here. Excellent. Right, now, the next thing to explain is some of the other cards that will come out. So in this deck, somewhere, there is a couple of ruin cards. And if a ruin card comes out, then what you do is you draw another one, and you put that on top, and now you still have to build a homestead, and you still have to follow this pattern, but at least one of those spaces has to go over one of these ruin spaces. So it basically adds a further restriction to that modifier. There's 2 ruin cards in here. And if the second one comes out, where is it? There. If the second one comes out, then you draw a third one. So basically, yeah, if the ruins come out first, you then draw another one. Right. There's some other things in here as well. There is Riftlands, where you draw a 1x1 square with one of those terrains in it. And what I didn't mention is when you're drawing your thing for this, if you can't draw it for any reason, you then draw a 1x1 grid with that in it instead. So you've always got that as a backup. And then the last thing I think to explain is the ambush card. There are 4 ambush cards with the game. Okay? One of them has been chosen at random, which is this one, so we shouldn't really see it. But anyway, we've seen it. This gets shuffled into the deck. When this comes out, you pass your mat to the player to your left, right, Yeah.
But yeah, depends on the card.
You pass it to you pass it to your neighbour, and they have to draw a monster thing on it, based on that pattern there. So they will draw a monster on there, which is monsters are bad. In the scoring phase, every empty space on your board that is adjacent to one or more monsters will get you a negative point. So once you've got a monster on the board, you want to surround it. Okay? Another thing about building things on your board, when you build in the 4 orthogonal spaces adjacent to a mountain, then you fill in one of the coin spots. That is going to get you 1 point every season. Thematically, I think you're mining the gold out of the mountain, I guess. What happens at the end of spring is we score Edict A, we score Edict B, and then we take the next ambush card. Remember, the ambush cards are off camera, and we shuffle that in. So in summer, there's going to be 2 ambushes. In fall, there's going to be 3, and in winter, there's going to be 4. Well, a maximum of 4, because remember, once the time printed on these cards gets to 8 or more, that ends the season. And I think that is it. New board order is here as well. Thank you for joining in. Let me know in the chat if you've played this game, if you like this game, or you don't know anything about this game. And again, if you are watching this on Facebook, please just pop a message in there just to let me know that the Facebook chat is working okay. Now, have I missed anything from the rules from what we explained earlier?
Explaining what the scoring cards
Right, okay, let's go through the scoring cards. So we are playing with, and can we zoom in a little bit while we're explaining these? I think we can. Oh, except I've got that there. Let's just move that. Cartographers box. Let's hide that. There we go. Right, so we have these 4 scoring cards. So first of all, Shoreside Expanse. You will earn 3 reputation, or points, for each cluster of farm spaces, and a cluster is defined as 1 or more spaces of the same type contiguously connected together. So even a 1x1 tile can be a cluster. You earn 3 points for each cluster of farm spaces that is not adjacent to a water space and not adjacent to the edge of the map. And you also earn 3 points for each cluster of water spaces not adjacent to a farm or the edge of the map. The iconography, the graphics on there are pretty clear. The next one is Stoneside Forest, and we'll only explain these 2 for now because these are the only ones we're scoring. No, in fact, no, you probably want to explain them because we're going to be
you're still going to be building towards them.
Stoneside Forest, 3 points for each mountain which is connected to another mountain via a cluster of forests. Again, you can see that there clearly on the graphics. The Cauldrons is 1 point for each empty space which is completely surrounded by 4 things orthogonally, like the mountains, or the edge of the map. So you're scoring points for empty spaces. And the Green Gold Plains is 3 points for each cluster of villages that is adjacent to 3 or more different terrain types. Okay, so they are the 4 scoring cards that we have in the game.
That last one sounds hard.
Stephen here from New Board Order has a sheet and he's going to play along. So yes, I forgot to mention, but if you do have the game, get your own sheet out because you can play along at home. You just have to use the solo game for the monsters. Okay, so follow the solo game rules for the monsters. And Stephen's saying he's played it many times. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the best roll and writes. Ambushes don't get shuffled back in after they've happened. Oh, thank you, Tim. Right, so it is only 1 ambush. Apologies for that. I'd forgot. We'd missed that bit in the rules, but ambushes get taken out. So there is only going to be 1 ambush per...
Well, it could still be in if it doesn't
if it doesn't come out. Yes, it can still be
but
in
there won't be more than 4 in the whole game.
Yeah, thank you, Tim, for helping out with that rule. As I say, we've not played it yet, but I'm glad that was picked up beforehand. And I don't think there's anything else wrong, so we're ready to start.
Yeah.
Off we go. Right, so the first card is Ruins. Second card is Ruins. There's only 2 in the deck. Right, so we now have a farmland. Now, what's this? You can either draw that and get a coin, or that.
Yeah.
But one of those spaces has to be on a ruin space.
Yeah.
So make sure you keep your pad in that position, and we all do it simultaneously.
Yeah.
I suppose you could start closing and
Well,
but then
that's only...
because it's a one-off coin, or
No, I think that is you filling a coin, which will be 1 income permanently.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at this.
But that doesn't mind what size it is, does it?
Yeah.
No, that's true. So
I mean,
3
that's
cells
like-
for each. Plus
For having them separated, that's actually worse.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
Right. Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be going down here. And get a coin. There you go. Indy's here in the Facebook chat. Thank you very much for joining in. I'm glad the Facebook chat's working. That seems to be updating automatically. It's just the other one isn't. Right. Are we done?
Yeah. Did you want to put the box cover picture?
Oh yeah,
back
I'll
on
put the box
screen?
cover picture back on because people might not know what we're playing. Here you go. We're playing Cartographers. Right. So that was one time used. Next card is Marshlands, which can go on the ruins or not.
Well, I think ruins is only if ruins are out. You've got to go on them.
Yeah,
I thought you
nothing-
could go on them any other times if you
Hmm.
wished. Was my understanding, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think you can. So if you have a ruins, you must, but otherwise you can normally.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what we're playing. If it's wrong, let me know. And David's saying always go for coins. Right, so what have we got? Marshlands. Ah, now then.
Yeah.
It all depends what comes out next.
It does.
Not against the
Okay.
edge. So.
Okay, there we go. It's going to be one of those quiet games where we're all thinking. Should have
Yeah.
some music on in the background or something. But I've done mine. You gone with water?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with the forest.
Yeah, I'm doing forest.
Okay, so we are 3 time. Now we have a great river. Okay, well, I'm totally having a coin.
Yeah.
Tricky now, isn't it?
So never having played it before, I don't know how this is going to fill up.
No, that's the trouble.
There you go. Well, nobody's pointed out in the chat that we're doing it wrong. So, okay, so we're on 4 time. We have a treetop village. Oh, nice. That's what I needed.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Yeah, crayons. Playing it with coloured crayons would look nice.
Yeah. What was that?
Okay, we're on 6 time. So this next card might be the last one. And it isn't. We have a hamlet. So it is a village. Now, planning for that.
Yeah. Or doing that. 'Cause that's not going to happen for a while.
And then surrounding mountains, if you can do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm doing that.
Oh, he's going to put my village there.
Put the village there.
get a coin.
You get 2 coins.
2 coins because you've surrounded a mountain.
Oh, I surrounded a mountain as well. But that was last turn. I thought we got that at the end.
No, immediately.
Okay.
Otherwise, how do you remember?
Yeah, okay.
Right, and what will be the last card, unless it's an ambush? It's not an ambush, it is the Hinterland Stream. Okay. Right, now, where's this going to go? Can't go where I want to go. Oh, it can be farm. Well, but for this, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually doesn't matter. There you go. Oh yeah, we haven't designed our heraldic shields. We're supposed to design our own heraldic shields. We're supposed to put Cartographer Paul. Title, Mr.
So I'll do exactly the same.
What we're doing. There you go. Only very short legs. So we're done. We now score. So A, Edict A. Let's do mine first. I have this one, which is 3 points. This one, which is 3. This one, which is 3. So I believe that is 9 points for Edict A for me. Paul. 3 points for each farm and water that isn't adjacent to the edge of the map. Sorry. Yeah, farm and water that isn't adjacent to the edge of the map.
So that's 12.
Or to the other type.
Or to the type.
Yeah.
So you get 12. So you put 12 in A. In A. Never mind.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
So I've got 3.
Oh, you guys have got rubbers on the end
So
of yours.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Better get it right then.
Right, how many points do you get?
I got 9.
Okay, so Edict B is the stone side forest. So I've connected that, and that with forest. So that's 9 points.
Nope.
And I've done the same as you have.
Okay. Coins, I have 3.
I've got 3.
I've got 4.
And none of us have got any monsters. So 21 for me at the end of spring.
22.
15 for me.
Okay, and there we go. Paul, you get a coin for the last one, right? You didn't mark it. Which Paul? Yeah, which Paul? Because I definitely built all of the coins, which was 3, and I haven't surrounded a mountain.
I've surrounded a mountain. It must be me.
Yeah.
Must be you.
You've done
Oh, I
that.
didn't do that one. You thought, yes, I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So I got 4.
So you're on 16 points.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So that's the end of spring. So these cards get shuffled back in. The next ambush will get shuffled in. And we go from spring to summer. Do you want to shuffle them in? Right, and the time limit for summer is 8, and we're now scoring B and C. So I'm just gonna- those two. They're the ones that are scoring. So this one is empty spaces that are completely surrounded. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Are we ready? Card number 1 is a homestead. I know what I should have done. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put it here. village. Right, we done that one?
Mm-hmm.
We have a treetop village again. Oh, it's the big one. Oh, yeah. Big forests. Can I borrow your pencil?
Cool. So I'm never going to get another forest in.
Yeah. Can't get my head round. Let's try and flip it. Is flipping it going to work? No, it needs to be there. Yeah, that's it. One, two, three, four. Yeah, that's it. Right. That's 4 time gone already. Okay,
Yeah.
next card is a null raid. Okay, so you pass your sheet to the player to your right. Okay, and then we draw monsters on like that. Now, this is where you can keep the pad if you can. Right. Yeah, try and mess the other people up completely. I don't know. I don't know. How do you mess? Oh, you want to put it so there's lots of empty spaces next to it.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite hard on yours. I've left loads of room.
Yeah.
Monsters. Mine look like little green men. There you go. What happens if you can't draw something? If you can't draw something, you draw a 1x1 grid, a 1x1 space of that terrain type. So you can always do something. So Johnny's saying, are you allowed to mark segments that have ruins even when the ruins card hasn't come up? That's the question I asked earlier on, and nobody said we can't. So
we did.
That's what we're doing. The rules seem to say the chosen shape cannot overlap filled spaces, and mountain spaces and wasteland spaces are filled. It doesn't say that you can't. And then when it talks about ruins...
Are you thinking that these are scoring?
No.
For that, you're not, okay.
No.
When it's talking about ruins, it says that you must draw on one of the available so that it overlaps a ruin space on their map if possible. So there's nothing to say that you cannot draw over ruins on here. Yeah, I think we've got it right. Where was the bit about a ruin space and what it's counted as? That was in terms of for the scoring cards. I think it said, yeah, a ruin space is not a filled space unless it has something drawn on it, and then it is a filled space. So yeah, I think we're playing correctly. You can always write over ruins, but if a ruins card comes up, yeah, we got it right. Okay, so we pass the cards back.
I think that, yeah, but you might lose
What
spaces if you
Right, let's just
then
the
get a
sheets
ruins
back
card.
on. Okay, right, and we are ready. So that didn't take up any time, and that now goes.
Yeah.
So we have marshlands for 2 time, which is another forest.
Go for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that works.
I need to get these settlements. Oh, okay, it's just woken up and go back to sleep again.
See if that works on.
What is the other type?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have put it
There.
down there.
There's
Water,
water, farm, forest,
Village.
and monsters. Monsters are a
Yeah.
type.
Okay,
I
card
think-
number 4.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
monsters
mountains are a
and
type.
mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, mountains are a type.
Mountains
as
are a
well.
type. Oh, in which case I've got the 3 points for that.
Oh yeah, I've got
Oh,
3
nice.
points for that as well.
Oh.
We have a bugbear
Didn't
assault.
realise mountains were a type.
Okay, so we're going clockwise this time.
I've got that on there, yeah.
Okay, and we're drawing on,
Okay.
what's that, 2 separate groups?
Yeah.
I presume specifically that's spacing.
Yeah.
I should be putting this on.
Right,
That
wowzers.
leaves me not many options. Oh.
Yeah. Definitely.
Monster bases count as filled. Yeah. Thank you, Tim.
Okay, so it's going to be that and that. So which card here?
There we go. Right, and then that card goes. And we have ruins, ruins, and a hamlet. So a hamlet that has to be built on ruins. Yeah. I'm totally having a coin and putting it there, which is perfect. Right next to the monsters. Okay, and the last card. Oh no, it's not the last card because it's 0 time. So Riftlands. So you can draw 1 of whatever you want. Oh, now that is interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put a village here because that surrounds that mountain. So I get a coin.
That's
Interesting.
isn't it?
Lone Jedi says, loving this game, just ordered a copy. Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
There.
Yeah, there are definitely some roll and write games that are nice to play, and some ones that just feel sometimes a little bit clunky and involved. I quite like the ones of this level. And the player interaction is nice.
Yeah, most roll and writes don't really have
No,
that at all.
no,
so-
exactly. You done?
Yeah.
So, the last card is the Forgotten Forest. Ooh. Well, I'm having a coin. And where am I going to put this here forest?
I'm going to put it there.
do the same.
Okay,
So that's 2 coins.
right. So, Edict B. All of my mountains are connected. So 1, 2, 3,
Nice.
4, 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I just got forest everywhere. So 15 points for that.
3 of mine are connected.
Via a cluster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get 9.
And 3 of mine as well.
9.
So 9.
Right. The cauldrons. Right. So each empty space, which is surrounded on all 4 sides by filled spaces or the edge of the map. So I've got 1 there. I've got 1 there. 2. I've got 1 there. 3. That's all I've got.
That's all. I've only got 2.
Okay. 3
I think
points.
I've got.
There's only 1 point each.
Yeah. It's the whole edge of the map.
Yeah.
I probably could have gone for more.
I've got 4. I think 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Coins. So 6.
I've got 8.
And then monsters. So each empty space which is adjacent to a monster. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
12.
11. So that's minus 11.
That's minus 14 for me.
Okay. 13.
16.
5. Yeah, 5.
Only 5?
Yeah.
Oh, 5 points. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's got 16.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Right. So they get shuffled in along with ambush card number 3. We move to fall, where there are only 7 time units in fall. And this time we're using C and D. There we go. Yeah, the board is definitely filling up. So this one's
Yeah.
not going to score again now.
No, that's done.
So that is done. This one's only going to score once more. This is
Yeah.
going to score twice. Okay, and we have a treetop village.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, no. Can I borrow somebody's pencil? It's there. It's there. Thank you. I thought that was going to surround the mountain, but it didn't. Didn't at all. Right. Okay. So let's go with over here and try and sort these here monsters out. Will it fit? Yes, it will, because it's that. Which also makes me a nice other empty space. Although what I've done is I've joined 2 villages together to make one big cluster, which is not ideal
Yeah.
for the other points. Never mind. Right, that was the treetop village. Now we have a homestead. So this is going to score once more
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. Okay, if I put it there. Surrounded a mountain. Get another coin. There you
I
go.
need to get that one touched. That's some farmland. So if we do it like that.
You know that won't score for this.
I'm not doing it for that.
Okay.
I'm doing it to get
Right.
a third type touching that.
Kobold Onslaught. Pass clockwise.
Yeah, there's
Right.
really not a lot of options, huh?
Yar the monsters. Let's have them coming in here at the corner. I'm going to do the artwork for these slightly different.
Yeah, there's not really anywhere to put this. It doesn't help you. So, I don't know.
Vicky's here. Loves a good roll and write. Missed most of this though. Caught up to the end. Yeah, you can rewind and watch it even while we're still playing. It's like a 5 minute rules explanation at the start. It's fairly simple.
Oh, I
Back
see.
here, Tom.
So I was trying to work out where the monsters
Yeah,
were.
They come in there.
They
Right.
look
Okay.
different.
So we're 4-time Riftlands. So one of anything wherever you want it. Right.
So that's 1, 2, 3 types. That's 3 types. Where's the other one? 1, 2.
Yeah, don't know. Okay.
Let's put. Does it matter? Water. Oh, I didn't need that then. Water, mountain, forest. That one's already completed. So let's put it there. That's takes mine.
Right, yeah, there is a solo version as well of this game.
Yeah.
You done?
Has to be
Or no?
here.
You get another coin.
Yeah.
Right, next card is the Great River. Yeah, well, I think I'll be having the small one
Yeah.
and the coin. Where am I going to put it? Ah, yeah, I should have put
I
that
don't
there.
think there's anywhere to put it. Where? Oh yes, there is.
It's got to be
Oh,
there.
but then that makes. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah.
Because we're scoring.
We're
We're
going to score that again next
Yeah.
time. I don't think I can get it anywhere on the inside where it isn't adjacent to farm,
Yeah.
because I
Which
just
you
went and
really
put
don't,
that
'cause
farm there. Which
Oh yeah.
that
I-
stops the farm scoring
yeah,
as well as it not scoring.
yeah.
Actually, let's not do that.
So I'm just going to put it.
Do it there. That's better.
I'm going to put it there, which surrounds that mountain, which gets me another coin. Right, we're on 5-time ruins, farmland for 1. So farmland that has to be built on ruins.
If you haven't got a ruins, oh, I've got one anyway.
Then you just do a single square.
I do have a ruins, but it won't fit.
So I think you just do a single
If you cannot legally place it,
square.
you just draw a 1x1 square filled with the terrain type. Oh, is that instead of getting the coin then?
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
assume
it
so.
presumes
Oh,
yeah.
so I don't get that coin. Can I borrow your pencil? Rats. Although I'm probably going to build it to surround a mountain. Yeah, I'll build it to surround a mountain. So I do get the
So,
coin.
surrounding amount would be 2 points. So that's basically.
Scott says that he's got and likes the Castles of Burgundy dice game, but this looks good and different enough. I've not played the Castles of Burgundy dice game. Yeah, that's escaped me so far. I didn't like the card game of it. I know that. Are we done?
So I'm still doing some math, and I'm definitely taking a coin, and I can take another coin there, which is this one. I think it's 3 points either way. Let's go with that, which is another coin.
Okay. Is it going to be the last card? Ruins. Right, marshland. So this is the last card. I can't build marshland on the ruins, so I'm just going to put something somewhere.
Yeah, I also can't build that.
Now we
on
could
the ruins.
squeeze in another little lake somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I don't really fit anywhere.
Which would get me 3 points.
I'll do that.
Yeah, let's put a little
I
lake.
was going to knock out loads of my scoring.
One by one anywhere on the map. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I can do is trees though. Which means it closes another mountain.
Okay, so scoring. So the cauldrons. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 8 for the cauldrons.
I've got 7
I've
of
got
those.
6.
Okay, and D, right. So I've got one big village here, and it's adjacent to monsters, forest, mountain. Yeah, so that's 3 points. That village is adjacent to water, mountains, forest, so that's 3 points. This one is, and this one is. So that's 12. 12. How are you doing?
I've got
9.
15.
15. And then coins. 10.
11.
10 coins. And monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Minus 9.
Minus 8.
So 21.
25.
Tom's got this.
Minus
Minus 6.
6.
Yeah,
Total.
yeah. 1, 2, 3.
No, that's your
4,
monsters.
6.
Yeah, so that's your monsters, which is minus 6.
Yeah. Oh, that's what. Yeah, sorry. not
You got these as-
total
you got
min-
these
no,
as well.
no, not minus 6. No, minus.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got these as well.
Oh yeah, you can see them up there.
So,
That's because the monsters.
so minus 9.
Minus 9.
And the final ambush card goes in,
18.
and we move forward to winter. So we get rid of that. We get rid of that. And I'll just get rid of these. They are the 2 scoring cards for winter. And
We've only got 6 time. Which is
6
good
time,
because there's not much space left.
it's winter. So how are we doing? Points so far, 30, 55 so far. Or Tom's ahead
So
by about 10, I
someone's-
think.
37, I think.
Paul,
Have I
you
done
have another
something
cauldron
wrong?
in the lower right corner. Which Paul?
Well, I
You've
don't
got
have
one in the right
Okay,
lower
so
corner.
me. I forgot that one. Thank you very much. So what was that? That was 9. So another 1, so 22, so 56. Well spotted, Matt. Thank
So
you.
did I fail to mark off a coin? Is that what's happened?
And Migueli's saying, was it 2 coins, 1 by surrounding the mountain and 1 on the other card? I'm not sure.
It was.
Yeah.
Are you meaning that I didn't mark off the 2
I don't know.
coins?
Did Tom mark off the 2 coins? We'll see later on.
Or
It might not matter.
I don't
Right.
think it matters.
Winter is here.
ruins?
Yeah. So I can't build that on ruins.
I can't build that on
I
ruins.
can't build that on ruins.
Oh no, I can. No, I can't. I can't build that on ruins, so I can build a water anywhere, which is actually really good for me.
What are we scoring?
Yeah.
D and A.
Yeah, because I can build a water there, or even a farm. Let's make it a
I
farm.
think that's all really bad for me.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, farm or water.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's just, yeah, that's terrible. That's okay. That's all right. No, it isn't. There's 2 spots I can build it in. It both of it joins loads of stuff that I don't want joined. Nowhere else I can.
Well, you're just placing a 1x1 grid
Why?
because you can't build on the ruins.
Oh, that's not what I did last time.
That's what we said. If you can't build on the ruins, you place a 1x1 grid.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Oh, I
Let's
doctored the stuff up
put
last
it
time.
there.
In which case I can do.
I don't think that matters which one it is.
That one.
Okay, so 2 timers gone. We have a hamlet
No,
with
not
1 time.
Just in a better space to put that.
You get a coin? Oh no, you don't.
No, not yet.
Right, so hamlet. Yeah, well, I'll have the coin.
Yeah. Fine.
And where am I going to put that? I think we're going to put it here.
I'm gonna put it there.
Because that surrounds the...
I'm gonna put it.
That surrounds the mountain, which is another coin. There we go.
I can put it. That's.
Miguel's saying the top right farm, but we have a 25-second delay
Yeah.
on the YouTube.
Yeah, the top right farm is what we're talking about.
Okay. right.
Placing that
Got
got
you
me
the
2
coin.
coins.
Right.
What I'm not sure is whether
Whether you
he
marked
was
the
clarifying
coin.
that I got
Yeah.
2 coins, or whether he's saying that I should have got 2 coins and I didn't
Don't
take
think it'll
both.
matter. We'll see.
No.
It's the goblin attack. So we're passing counterclockwise.
Okay. So
But yeah, this is actually gonna. Oh no.
I think you've only got 1 option for mine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I don't think I can place yours. So I just put a single 1, is that right?
Ambush. If the player cannot legally draw it, yeah, you just put a 1x1 grid with a monster.
It's just got to be there.
Right, I've gone with the stick people ones.
Hold on, one of those should be right.
Oh, just to confuse me because I missed them last time.
Just pop it back on camera.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So
that's
3
made that
timers gone.
score. That's handy.
We have a farmland.
That works.
Yeah, I'll have a coin. And I'll put it here. All done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marshlands for 2, which is the
So
last
that's the
card.
last card.
So last card, Marshlands for 2. I don't think I can fit that.
No, I can do
I
that.
definitely can't fit
I can't.
that.
No, which
So
is
trees. Coin.
all right. Is that going to mean that I can get an extra, squeeze an extra
Nice.
point out? I think I can.
Draw.
Yeah, if I put a little lake here.
Although, usually, that's only 1 point.
Yeah, let's do that.
If I do that, that's taking away -2.
So
Oh, yeah, no,
Steve's
that's-
saying that the expansion cards let you spend your coins for special powers. Ah, cool. That'll be good. I've actually got some of the promo cards, but because this was an ex-demo copy, some of them had gone missing. So I do need to contact Thunderworks Games to get some more of them. Right, are we done?
No, I'm still trying to place a 1 by 1 in the best place, but I think it's 2 points whatever I do, because I don't think I can get that to score.
If you put it there, you'll get 3 points.
Where?
4 points.
Oh yeah.
In the middle, not touching the opposite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't matter which. Make it a lake and it's worth 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a point for making a single square.
No.
I know, 'cause that's gone.
No, it's gone.
Right, so
Sorry,
scoring card
ignore
D is the village again. So that's 3. It's the same as it was before for me.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
I've
for
got
me as
4 of
well.
them. Oh no, I've got another one up here.
No,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each is next to 3, so I get 15.
I've got 6. So
Got 6 of them.
18. Yeah.
6 settlements, different, all connected to 3 different. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, how did you do that? I didn't even see that many come out.
I was taking them early on
Yeah.
as well, sort of before they were
Yeah,
scoring.
I've still only got 9 for that.
Okay. This one. No, this is going to be a lot now. This is where it gets a
Yeah.
bit tricky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh,
7,
5,
I've made a mistake there.
6,
8.
7, 8. Yeah, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. You got
Yeah,
8.
mine's 8. So I put that single square there and didn't realise that was failing to score something.
13 coins.
Is that how many there are?
No,
Oh, no.
it's 14 coins.
Right, I've got 14.
And then monsters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Didn't sort the
Right.
monster
Oh, no.
situation out.
10.
It's 9. I think I missed one
30,
there.
40,
1, 2, 3,
52,
4, 5, 6,
14,
9.
97. Don't know if that's a good score or not. I got 97.
56.
And people playing along at home, how did you do?
77, 83.
And if you're not watching this live, and if you're watching this afterwards and you've played along, please put a comment in the YouTube in the comments and let me know how well you did.
What did you say? 97?
97. I reckon Tom's got like 110,
Yeah,
115 or something.
Like that. So that's
You were supposed to win this one.
4.
Was that?
Well, 'cause there would have been one game each today, then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right, 110.
There you go. Yeah, you were a few points ahead each time,
Yeah.
so it all adds up. Yeah, I really like that. It's nice. It starts off very simple. It gets a little
It gets tricky.
tricky later on.
Yeah.
But the fact that the different scoring cards will come out will change it. I like the way this works. I really like the ruins. I like the ambush cards. It's just really nice. Yeah. I mean, I've played quite a few roll and writes. Some of them are a bit simple. Some of them have no player interaction, and this one does a bit with the monsters, which I quite like. That's a good bit. Okay, that's my thoughts. What do you think?
So someone's just said single filled spaces aren't clusters.
Okay. In which case, we've been playing it wrong. I thought it said.
I thought you said they were.
Yeah, when I read it earlier, I'm sure I read that it was, but might have.
You said it when you
might
read
have
I
got that
thought when
wrong.
you read it out, you said that it was more than one, but...
Right, so page 9. Clusters can have any number of spaces, including just a single space.
Okay, fine.
Sorry, Steve, you've been playing it wrong. Yeah. Never mind. Reread the rule. I thought you were saying reread the rules. No, you've reread the rules. Yes. So there we go. Indy says thank you for the demo. And as I say, if you're playing along at home, Steve got 76 points. At home.
Okay.
There you go. So you beat him. But yeah, so 83, 97, 110. Post your scores in the comment section if you decide to watch this afterwards. And that's it. Time for us to get some food. What time is it? 7 o'clock. Right, we have 1 hour, and then we are meeting back here for Fast Sloths, or Sloths. It's Sloth, apparently. Fast Sloths in 1 hour's time. Game by Freedom and Freezer. We're going to be playing that tonight for the last of the live playthroughs today. Thank you very much to everybody for joining in on the chat. And thank you to everybody watching afterwards. Thank you again to you two for the third game of today. and we'll see you in about an hour. Cheers all.
Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.